Sugarworks Distillery right there in New Smyrna Beach.
Oh, you got to buy local, man.
Yep, sugarworksdistillery.com. We've had some of their whiskey. It is delicious.
Well, we did a shot with Butler of the Calalisa Creek whiskey. It's awesome. It's a young whiskey. It's got hints of like creme brulee, a bready finish. It's a really, really good. But they've also got vanilla rum. They've got Turnbull Bay spiced rum, Turnbull Bay silver rum, and then they've got New Smyrna Shine and the one I want to try the most, Shark Bite cinnamon whiskey.
Yep, you can find their products at local ABCs, and if they don't have it, ask for Sugarworks Distillery products.
They'll get it for you.
They'll bring it in. Or you can go to the Sugarworks Distillery tasting room at New Smyrna Beach and buy all these products and get some hand sanitizer as well. Find out more information at sugarworksdistillery.com. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. With limited time, let's jump into some voicemails. If you want to leave us one, you got to download our app. It's totally free. All of our content's on there. Wherever you get your apps for your smartphone, both iOS and Android, just search A Mediocre Time or Tom and Dan app. It'll pop right up, and it's totally free. Manny, he's here.
Yeah.
He's back.
So I'm sitting in the basement, and I'm wearing my Drunken Master t-shirt, because apparently I'm not allowed to wear it in public. And I'm smoking my marijuana, and visited my worms. Yes, I have worms in my basement.
I'm sorry? You visited your worms in your basement. We have a serial killer on our hands,
I knew
guys.
that one would throw you. I knew
Manny,
it would.
I don't know what you're trying to do to your reputation, but you're making it worse.
I was waiting for that one, and well, here.
And he's wearing a what?
A Drunken Master t-shirt. It's one of our
Drunken
t-shirts
Master,
that
yeah.
Oh,
the boys from Danger Brains put that together. We did it for
Drunken-
MegaCon.
Yeah, yeah.
Forgot about that one,
We
didn't
did it for MegaCon years ago.
bring that back.
And it's a great shirt. It's got kind of the
was a good shirt.
role-playing game tie-in to it. And apparently his wife, man, heavy-handed. He can't wear a shirt that says Drunken Master in public.
I feel like that's light compared to some of the other
I
shirts
know,
we have.
man. I
Manny, get your
geez.
house together.
Good Lord.
Get your house in order.
Get your house in order. Go check your worms.
Visited my worms. Yes, I have worms in my basement. I know it's super weird. But anyway, I was real high, and I was thinking, right now there's
Not gonna
somebody
explain
else
the worms?
listening to Tom
Cool.
and Dan that thinks keeping worms in your basement is super crazy. But yet we're both laughing at the same thing. That's what I love about the show. All right, guys, later.
Well, not someone else, everybody else.
Yeah. And I didn't
Every
even
single
laugh.
person
I didn't-
thinks that's weird.
I didn't find that funny. He's like, right now, there's other people. Hold on. Right now, and they're laughing at the fact that he's checking on his worms. I wasn't
We
laughing
didn't
at
laugh.
it.
No, we're scared.
No one
questioning
laughed.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
No one left.
We're scared that you're going to come to us and kill us.
Maybe your mouth is maybe
Right.
your mouth is wet because you're turning into a worm. Are you becoming a worm?
Oh, like the fly.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Are you shaving
Your ears
everything?
fall off.
Yeah.
You put your hands to your side, you're like, oh, they're stuck now.
Yeah, I can't get them off. What do I do? I love it. Oh, it's so comfortable to lay on this ground. Oh, I like. Oh, it's a giant bird.
They're happening fast.
There goes my legs, or what? There goes my leg. What do you call that?
Where'd the giant bird come from? That's scarier than the worm.
It's John Birddecker.
So, yeah, what would be the reason? Look up why people would have worms.
Using
Well,
his
no,
bait
no,
to
you
go
can't
fishing?
write that because people are going to think they're inside your body.
Well, it's like,
He didn't clarify. He could be go down his basement and check his pants for worms, I guess.
maybe for fishing, but
Or maybe he has, like, I don't know, like a bearded dragon he has to feed or something. Do they eat worms? I have no
Is
idea.
it like an ant farm?
worm farm?
My daughter wants an ant farm, but she wants the one with the gel. They make them now so they're see-through, and they light up.
with the ants.
Well, no,
Guys, there are worm farms.
it's not sand, it's gel. And then the ants dig their way down. They treat it just like sand, but you could see all the way through it. And then you light up the gel, and then you see the ants at night. You can
it's
see
more
That's cool.
decorative.
It's pretty neat. I mean, it's made by the same company that's been making it for hundreds of years, Uncle Milton's Ant Farm or whatever it's called.
You might want to get into this worm farming, Tom.
Okay.
Apparently, it's good for home gardens.
You're going to farm your own worms,
Is it
bro?
making compost
It's
or something?
generating nutrient-dense compost.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know what the hell Manny's using it for, but
Yeah.
something tells me it's dead bodies.
Way too much work. I just go buy compost at the store. I guess I could do that with tomatoes.
As
too.
much as I know you're stronger now and leaner now, if you started farming worms, I will try everything in my power to push you down. I will eventually.
Yeah,
Even
I
if
won't
I
do
jump
it.
off you, I'll have to jump off your roof to knock you down, like the element of surprise. But I'll make it happen.
Someone just asked if Manny was Oogie Boogie.
Oh yeah, when he turns into all the worms.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it seems very unsatisfying making your own compost. It's like you get a bunch of worms. I imagine they start off with the eggs or something, and then you go down and you like fluff them around, and you're like, oh, there they are. They're
Fluffing my worms.
And then at the end, you're like, got some real stinky compost for my tomatoes. I don't know. It's like not very satisfying. Like growing.
It's not like
fruit.
waxing your Lamborghini.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, there's a ending element to things like gardening where you're actually growing a fruit. You're watching it grow, and at the end, I just ate my first tomato the other day.
What'd you think?
Great.
I'm nervous about my tomato plant.
Why?
It's looking real wilty.
No!
We're supposed to water it.
I am watering it.
How much
You haven't
water?
enough sun?
I think it's too much sun.
Oh, where'd you put it?
Is
I
it?
put it on the side of like my covered.
Put it on your
patio.
roof.
Is
You
it
got to
too
put it
hot?
on your roof.
Yeah, it's hot as hell.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying maybe too hot.
So put it under the shade or what?
Yeah.
I thought I need sunlight.
Well, you got it too hot. It's
It's good as
Oh
dead.
my
It's a
God.
GD
You
pressure.
and you
boiled
know,
it, man.
I looked it up, and online it tells me to only water it once a week, and you told me to water it daily. Am I overwatering it?
Well, is the soil like if the soil's dry, water it. If the soil's moist still, then let it be.
Okay.
Don't
Don't
get
yell at me. I've
too
never
much
done
water.
this.
Just only water when the soil's
Everyone
dry.
knows it's moist soil, never toil. Dry dirt, water can't hurt.
There you go. I like that. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, remember that one? But I
This
think
is how
throw,
easy
like-
it is to be a double dad. You just rhyme.
Yeah,
dumb
you rhyme
phrase.
everything.
Just
Do
rhyme
you like
everything.
throw like banana peels and stuff in there?
you don't have to because
No.
I put it. The soil should feed it for weeks and weeks. It's a Miracle Grow soil that has all the nutrients in it.
Now,
so
did
don't-
you give me one serrano pepper and one jalapeno?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Maisie's itching to pull those jalapenos off,
You can
even though
pull
she
those.
doesn't eat them.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, don't pull my peppers off. I'm not ready for them.
They're mature enough. You can clip them.
Yeah.
And eat 'em, yeah.
I've also been studying, and you'd be proud of me, been watching some videos on where to trim to make sure that I can justify the downward release of the growth hormone at the V. And I'm watching this video, this lady telling me what I got to do to trim.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it seriously.
It doesn't. It turns out I watched the same videos, and I was like, I'm gonna screw this up. You can't screw it up. You could trim them crazy. They'll just grow. It's
Yeah.
it's
I
not.
feel like I'm screwing up. my
She's
tomato
real
plant.
particular, this lady,
It
but then
shouldn't
I'm
be
like,
wealthy,
oh my
though.
God, this is so complicated. And then I watch this other old man, and he's like, well, you just gonna pinching all the leaves off.
See, the peppers are way more hardy. Like they'll just grow. They're like a weed. The tomato plant's a little more finicky.
Why the hell did you give me the hard one, man?
Well, you don't like peppers.
I wanted bell peppers. You said you don't have any.
I'm
He's got 'em
propagating.
now.
you know I got a baby mouth.
baby mouth.
I can't eat the hot peppers.
Although I didn't label anything, I got it's my GD.
What about chives? You got chives?
My room, it looks like what's the guy that
You don't have anything good.
went number one in the jars? everywhere?
Howard Hughes?
Yeah, it looks like Howard Hughes everywhere. There's little plants and glass jars in every windowsill. And then I got the old lady yelling at me that she's like, "Why are this is too many?" Like, what are you
She's
gonna
a
do?
vegetarian.
And you're out there
She
with
should
your
love it.
trash.
I'm gonna start a business called Mr. Pepper Lips. I didn't tell you guys yet, but I'm getting the logos made. Mark Laribo.
Mr. Pepperlips.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
It sounds like the villain name of Manny Manny when he's checking his worms. Oh, who's that down there checking his worms? Oh, that's the murderer, Sergeant Pepperlips or whatever you
It's
call
not
it.
Sergeant
Ooh, I like
Pepperlips.
Sergeant Pepperlips.
That's better.
It is better.
Don't mail that to yourself. I will steal that. Sergeant Pepperlips.
We need to have someone draw up a cartoon
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you as Sergeant Pepperlips.
Pabone, if you're listening.
No, what are we?
Pepperlips.
He's
Make
trying
that.
to draw things to make money. He's not
Yeah.
like we just give him dumb
we could
ideas.
sell that
Yeah,
shirt.
I'll give
People
you-
would buy it.
I'll give you 1% of all profit.
Hey, guess
from
what?
Pepperlips.
Guess what I got last night? I forgot to tell you guys. I got a rough draft of the first ever Tom and Dan, Eddie and Pabone adult coloring book.
Oh, I got that too. Yeah.
Nice.
I saw
And
that.
it's badass.
Yeah.
It's so good, man.
I saw that. So we just got to find someone to
Like a coloring book printer, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's they're everywhere. Where
Yeah,
you can-
I'd like to find somebody locally, right, that needs a business.
Let's ask old Bus Decker where he got his book published.
Yeah, his books, that's garbage. He just rewrote somebody else's book. It's not even, like, what is that? You know, that's plagiarism from where I'm from.
We need to go to China. That's where the cheapest.
Yeah.
China.
Don't worry, we'll wipe the books down before we sell them to you.
Well, the shipping. I ordered. I've been ordering things crazy
Me
on
too.
Amazon, and Crystal's been
Me
yelling
too,
at
for
me.
the new house. I'm about to go broke.
Andrea's
Yeah.
not talking to me right now.
Yeah.
Because she's like, did you order an air compressor?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it might have been Stu and Sue's. I don't know. I totally ordered an air compressor. Oh, man.
And so now I come home and there's always gifts there, and I open them up. I forget what I ordered because I'm high and drunk at night, and then I'm like, yes, I'm like, it's like every day's Christmas.
Yes, it's my Pepperlet costume.
So one day I ordered some tomato cages for my.
So now I got to get a cage.
Sergeant
People
Pepperlip.
are saying this in the chat. You didn't tell me anything about
No,
a cage.
yours isn't big enough.
Okay.
You already got a steak in there.
Yeah,
You're
the
good.
steak
Yeah.
is good. I ordered
Okay.
some steaks too, but the cage is more for my bigger plants that I eventually will get. But what I didn't notice, I didn't read the fine print on Amazon,
Oh, God.
and
You got tiny little cages.
and it's
These tomato cages are made of 100% COVID.
it's coming at the end of July. I ordered them weeks ago, by the way. And
you know why? Because everybody's farming right now.
Well,
Everybody's gardening.
You got to order.
Dude,
that's why my Craftsman air compressor made in America came yesterday.
That's a made in China. Everything is. So
It says
but
made in America on it.
Everything that the other stuff that I order for gardening comes like next day, no problem. Like I just didn't look at this one thing.
You got
And
hosed.
It's literally coming in a shipping container. Like that's
How
how
many did you order?
just what it was like 4 tomato cages,
100.
and they're literally shipping them in a container. It is like transatlantic.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
getting in the end of July.
Those are with Craig's fireworks.
Holy moly.
Slowly coming across.
By the way, I got to text Craig because the fireworks business now, because every like public display is going to be shut down, like that, he's going to be
Booming in the business.
booming, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you would think.
I imagine this could be a record year for him.
Well, hopefully he has inventory, right?
Oh yeah, he's got a warehouse.
He stores stuff, too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's got a full warehouse of stuff. Anyway,
We got to get out of here. I'm sorry, we ran out of time. That's
Yep. Sergeant Pepperlips out.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Okay, you guys are already, during the break, you're already fighting. I think you guys you and our guest have like a little bit of COVID anger,
Well,
which is a real thing.
I haven't done nothing.
And you guys are already picking on each other, ladies
well,
and
Tom's got
gentlemen.
the Mountain Dew rage going
Yeah,
on.
you got Mountain Dew Rage, and live from his palatial. It's almost like a bat cave now that he's a crime fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our very good friend. Some would say the most important guest we've ever had on the show. It's Officer John Busdecker.
Hey.
There he is.
Officer Busdecker. Now, John's going to do Little Bird Wednesday.
Yeah.
Samantha set this up because apparently he has a bunch
Oh, your
of
wife
birds
is
in
there.
his
Wait,
backyard.
put your wife on there. She's so much better.
Hey.
Questions. In case there's any plant questions, we could also turn this into Plant Wednesday.
Oh,
hold on
I
a
know
second.
plants.
Oh, no. Tom is the plant man.
What do you want to know about plants?
You're the bird man. Did you know Tom has been self-pollinating his plants? He's been
Yeah.
using Q-tips and moving the pollen around.
I got a tiny watermelon growing.
Oh, yeah, that's what your wife said.
And it seems to have frozen at marble size and hasn't grown
Well,
for weeks.
because it's grapes. You idiot.
My
Huh?
wife says, "Are you fertilizing it?"
Well, it's hydroponic, Busdecker.
By fertilizer, he walks outside, spits one spit of lime White Claw.
It's a whole system, very complicated. I'm in the future gardening. I'm not
Are
doing
you
the
still
old.
growing those tiny peppers?
Yeah. Well, no. I grew a habanero that is the size of a tiny apple.
He gave me, John. He gave me two. He gave me a Serrano, and then he gave me a jalapeno.
Are
And
you sure they just weren't tiny green peppers that didn't grow very big?
No,
How dare you.
No, the jalapenos he gave me. Look, I can't tell a lie. They're huge. They're really. He did a nice job. They're
All right.
really, really
How
big.
dare you disrespect Sergeant Pepperlips and his That's my company I'm starting. I'm getting the
my
branding.
He really is doing this. Sergeant Pepper Lives is the name of his brand.
I've been yelling on the show for Pabone to get on it, and haven't got
slacking.
it yet.
Leave Pabone alone.
I haven't actually emailed him or told him anything.
no.
I contact him only through just talking about him on the
Only
show.
through screaming. Yeah.
So make me that and send me. I want about let's say 3-inch diameter
You are
round sticker.
no different than any old white man in the world. You just scream things and expect people to do them.
Yeah, that's how business is done.
Fair enough.
I can't wait to see Tom over at the county fair with his big peppers.
Hold on,
I'm sorry?
You broke
Get your
up.
Wi-Fi together.
Well, he's out in his yard for the love of
I'm
God.
on my yard. Here, wait, let me get a little closer to the Wi-Fi. I was saying I want to see Farmer Tom over at the county fair.
Oh,
No,
county
it's
fair.
Sergeant
Okay.
Pepper Lips is his.
Yes.
He's
My
been
company
making
name.
us call him Sarge around the office, and I'm about had it.
Well, wait till you. I've been making Butler salute me.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's a
Well-
weird salute too.
Yeah.
There's Officer Busdecker here. Like to be called
Oh.
Officer Busdecker. I respect him being called Sergeant Tom.
Officer Bustecker, if you got your service revolver and just started firing it into the air, you're allowed to do
he's
that,
allowed
right?
to do that.
Yeah. Like,
We're in Florida. Anybody can do that.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what I do.
That's how you get toilet paper.
Yeah.
Shoot into the air.
So, Bustecker, first, how you been?
I've been good. I, working from home, going into work every now and then. I stay busy.
I see that you're have your finest Hawaiian shirt on.
He looks good.
Well, I put it on for you guys to
He
show
looks-
you that I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah, like he looks rested, and his wife looks rested, and you guys normally she's doing some education, and then normally you're doing your normal crime fighting, and then she's upstate doing education. It's probably pretty nice, so you guys get to cuddle and be around each other
Yeah.
and garden together and hang out, have a couple beers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's work. That's all I heard is working from home is putting on a Hawaiian shirt, having a couple beers.
Hey,
doesn't
if
seem like much.
I can wear Hawaiian shirts. I can wear them
That's
too. We're
right.
both cops.
It doesn't seem like much work is getting done. All the people that I know working from home, they barely do a couple hours of work a day, if that. I'm like, well, isn't this your regular? You're supposed to be working full time, right?
I like
And
to
they're
live a little dangerously. I'll throw this out there right now, and I don't mind saying it. When I come home for lunch and I see my wife on a Zoom call, she's usually pooping. I don't mind throwing that out there.
And it doesn't seem like much work is getting done. Anyway, that's why I forced my employees to come to work every day.
That's right,
Working
Sarge.
more than ever.
Yeah, you got it, Sarge.
I'm sure I still do more work than you do, probably.
Oh, I highly doubt that, Bustecker. You don't see all the. I add water to the fish tank. I tell Butler to look up things. That's about it. I talk on this black thing.
Yeah, so, hey, Bustecker, we have a fish cam now. We have a fish tank in the studio. The cool thing about it is we've had it for about 8 weeks. And all we do is dump microbacteria into it, and
That's
You
it.
fill the water.
and fill it with water. It's literally just a chore.
Apparently, the saltwater tanks are very particular. It takes a long time to get them ready. So we're still we'll get some fish in there.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're gonna
Kill them good.
We're gonna put some test clownfish in there. I guess Nemo
Just go over to Lake Baldwin and grab some fish out of there and throw them in the tank.
Oh, stinky old fish.
I yelled at Butler. I was like, "Go catch a bass and put it in our tank, so we got something
And
to
let's
look at."
salt its eyeballs out.
It'll go crazy for about 15 minutes. It'll
yeah.
float, then it'll stink, and then we got to throw it away.
Well, I mean, once it goes into that final mode of flopping,
Yeah.
you know where it's
The
flopping
death
about
flop.
every 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Then you just gently scoop it out with a Jimmy John's bag, and then you just go put it in the trash.
Yeah. Fling it into the bushes.
Yeah.
Whoa, we got a bird on the. Oh, we had a bird.
Oh, live bird.
Feeder. I think I yelled and scared it away.
Damn it, Buzz.
But what kind of bird watcher are you if you're screaming at your clients?
When the bird comes down, don't scream, "Oh!" Oh! Just,
That's a big old bird! what are you doing?
so, since it's Bird Wednesday, Bustecker, tell us about your bird feeder. Let's look at this
Yeah,
thing.
this thing's pretty
Let's
awesome.
criticize it.
All right.
What do
So
we got?
we'll start with the one on the window.
Oh, I love your wife's Randolph Macon, but it's Random Naked shirt.
Yeah,
that's
that's a shirt.
fantastic. She likes to party.
All right. So first off, we got the one on the window here. So
Okay.
this one, when I'm working, I can watch birds.
You know what, man? I wanted to make fun of you so hard. I want one of those so bad. I think that thing's neat.
So what is that? Just a suction cup, little tray with bird seed
Yep.
in it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those
just
for
some
Maisie.
suction cups,
Yeah.
and you can sit there, watch them eat some seed while you're working on
Is
stuff.
that just a soap dish you put in your tile shower?
Oh, Sam throwing shade.
Yeah, it does look like
Spend a lot of
soap
time at
dish.
Home Depot recently.
You could put that in your bathroom and in your shower and put a pack of cigarettes and a lighter in it. I'm just saying.
So what kind of birds do you see fly up to that thing every day?
I see a lot of titmouses coming on.
Oh, yeah.
The old titmouse.
That's what my wife calls me
The old
because
titmouse.
I'm little.
So some mice get up in there, eat your beard.
Eat your beans.
Excuse me?
You better eat your beans, brother.
Eat your bird seed.
Tom explodes into his Hulk Hogan beans impression, like whatever. He's like, "You better eat your beans, brother."
No, a titmouse is a bird, not a mouse.
Yeah.
Hold on.
A titmouse is a bird, and
Sounds like a little blue jay.
a mouse tit is a mouse.
Right.
I thought a little. Didn't a comedian have a titmouse in their? That
What
might have
is
been Louis
happening to your
C.K.
brain?
There
There's,
was Louis
there's an
C.K.
episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where he yells titmouse at a mouse.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. It was,
Wow.
That's where I got it from.
It's TV, not real life.
Larry David.
Yeah, but you called him Louis C.K.
I was like,
And then
that's
you thought
disrespectful.
you called it Louis C.K. and you thought it was a mouse.
in Larry David calls a tiny mouse a titmouse, not a bird anyway. So, what other birds you got there, Bussecker?
We get some cardinals and some blue jays, and I got another bird feeder right here. Now this one is more the squirrel-proof one because every time a squirrel goes on it, it goes down and they can't eat the seed. So that's the expensive one.
Ooh, I like that.
What is that? Is it hanging from some fishing string?
It's
It's like a chain hanging from
Okay.
the branch, and then, like I said, when the squirrel climbs down and it gets on here, pushes it right down, can't eat the seed.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I like that. Now, hey, here's another. I've been doing this a lot lately. I don't know what's happening. You're making me grumpy. I think it's your fault, Tom. But here's another hot take. Him having a bird feeder hanging out of his tree is not as trashy as you and Butler having those stag horns hanging from the tree. Those are trashy.
Wait a minute. You think staghorns are trash?
Trash City.
Oh, he's got a little tiny one. That's a cute little.
Tom's got one that looks like a
Staghorn.
giant ball of trash, just hanging from the tree. Why would anybody have staghorns? Do not look good.
They
They
how
are
dare
big.
you?
Wait a minute. What about this one?
trash.
Oh,
tree.
that's a quality stag.
That's oh my God. It's trash.
You know what's funny is staghorns eat trash. You throw trash on the top of them,
Yeah.
banana peels and apple cores.
Yeah, and they'll take it.
And then they eat it like that plant from...
Feed me, Seymour.
yeah. Soon they'll,
Yeah.
just
Next thing you know,
blood in
Steve
there.
Martin, the dentist, is riding his motorcycle around your living room.
So let's walk around your property, Bustecker.
And make fun of it.
Are you going to be judging my property?
Of course.
Yeah. And then,
Telling me how I can make it better, I assume?
well, let's have your wife talk about some of the plants you got.
Okay.
What do we
All
got
right.
there?
Well, here, I'll hold the camera and she can talk. How about that?
This is his wife,
My
Betty,
wife is
Betty
the-
Bustegger.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a little tour of our urban fruit orchard. Right here's a mango tree.
Oh, you got a mango.
Yeah. The squirrels have been eating all of our mangoes, and I yell at them a lot, curse words.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I would do.
Behind it is a Barbados cherry tree. We've actually got some cherries on it right now.
What
Yeah,
kind of
I'll show you
cherry?
the cherries.
What kind of cherry tree is that, Tom?
That's a sweet Barbados.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Got a lot of these. This is a Jabba tree.
Jabba the
And the
Caba. He's a wide receiver from Mississippi.
Yeah, but he's real fat, and he likes to and he chains women to him.
We just watched that movie last night.
There you go.
Yeah, so this is Java de Cava. There's bananas back here.
Yeah, we got a banana tree over here.
That's a typical banana bofana.
And, now, is it those mini super tart bananas like the Florida ones? Because those stink.
I call those baby D's.
Yeah. Like,
They are small bananas.
yeah, they're not. You need the big old Chiquitas.
Oh, trust me. Have you seen how tall Buzz is?
Oh,
she got that big Chiquita.
I know.
He's
but-
a tall
This is our
man.
peach tree right here.
Got 2 of those.
This is real life Animal
Wow,
Crossing.
Yeah, well,
this
you
is
got a
way
lot-
better than your
Yeah,
garden.
yeah.
Your garden sucks, Tom.
Yeah, I didn't realize
the
we
bus
had.
deckers are doing it right.
You got-
Double bus.
You got some actual real.
They can
fruit
live
trees there.
off the land. What are you going to do? You give me some cilantro? How am I going to live off of that? You know, the world is ending. There's zombie apocalypse. I'm stuffing cilantro in my mouth. I was like, how's that supposed to keep me alive?
Here, wash it down with this big ass habanero.
Yeah, it's like the worst salsa made ever.
You've got some actual property.
Yeah,
Where'd you
she's
get that?
got peaches and Barbados.
Where'd you get that property? I don't got nothing. It's tiny.
He lives in the hood.
I don't even have a yard. I'll just sit out
Yeah.
on my balcony with a gun.
I do
concrete.
kind of live. I don't live in the best part of town.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. The trade out is that you got some farmland.
That's right. That's right.
And you don't have to worry about your fruit getting stolen.
Well, in the backyard at least.
It'd be bad if you had a TV tree.
We could find a dead possum in our backyard.
Let's just say if you were growing Nintendo Switches, you'd have a problem.
I mean,
You did. You always make me
the
laugh.
old school racism.
Yeah, you always make me laugh by throwing in these jokes that I haven't heard from my uncle in Virginia. Jeez Louise.
That's for Norm. So I didn't realize you had an actual awesome.
It's really nice.
Huge fruit garden back there. Hold
Wait,
on.
you think you're the only one that can grow plants?
I gotta say,
I thought
think Tom thought he was a scientist. Like he thought, like he was the only guy that had figured out how to grow like cilantro in his backyard. Now, I think you guys should do a grow it all, make it all. Like I think you should take stuff like your tomatoes and whatever. If you want to make a salsa that you've made all your own, you can. And then Busdecker should get to make like a peach cobbler or something, all from.
Oh,
and then
okay.
we have like a cook-off because
Yeah.
he is
we
the.
only have one peach right now, so it's going to be a small peach cobbler.
That's fine, but he's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Busdecker.
It's one peach, a lot of Java de Cabo. I didn't know what that is. It sounds disgusting. No offense.
Java de Cava.
What is it?
So wait, now, what is it? What is it?
Java de Cava?
Yeah.
It's a little fruit that grows on the actual trunk. It doesn't grow on the leaves, and it kind of tastes like grapes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So it's
They're good.
So what? Tiny grape tree.
Like
We're
your
in the front.
watermelon.
We're in the front yard now. If you haven't noticed.
So what? You got any special trees up there?
Yeah, we got all kinds of. So we just put in this new wall in our front yard.
Oh wow! Where'd you get that? Game of Thrones? That's cool. That'll stop an ice giant.
So we took made a long wall.
I like that. Build that wall. That's what Tom says too. You guys have.
I'm for the wall.
You guys have a lot in common.
Yeah. You need it higher than that, though. It's, you're trying to keep them out.
Are you already taking the hydroquinoquabalaba that Tom's been self-diagnosing and he's taking all kinds of crazy pills?
Yeah. I'm drinking the bleach. I got it all.
Every morning he's in his he's drinking his bleach and taking his temperature. I'm like, slow down there, Jabba the Cava.
Look at he doesn't have COVID-19. He's staying healthy.
Well, thank God for the Java de Cabo.
It's the only thing stopping it.
Now, how many total plants do you got there, Busdecker?
That's going to be a Leanne question.
All right.
100.
100,
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know. They're all Florida native plants. So we have a Florida native garden.
Oh,
attract all the bees and bats and birds and butterflies.
Yeah, the good stuff. Yeah, I like that. See, Tom is he's going more for like gardening glory. So he's trying to do like weird stuff. Like he's like, I got a watermelon, habanero, scorpion peppers. I'm like, he's going for the flashy grow.
I'm actually growing some angel trumpets that I got from my mother-in-law, and got that propagating right now.
That'll be good.
I'm going to grow some big old trumpets,
and then we're all going to smoke them and take our pants off.
We're going to boil some tea and see if we can have a freak out.
My dad said angel trumpets would make you have a gay freak out.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
All right, Bustecker.
I feel like we've done a lot of bad on your day off.
Have you, has your wife planned on getting any bees? Because you mentioned I got a brother-in-law that's into beekeeping, and he's been trying to convince me to get a bee box. And have some bees flying around.
No. That was a boom box. He wants you to be on his competitive breakdancing team.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, you could be
I
Boogaloo
think
Shrimp.
my wife would love to have some bees. She wants to get some chickens back here.
Ooh,
that'll class it up real nice.
Yeah. The chicken thing is can be problematic.
The thing of the bees.
Why don't you get ducks?
The bees, it seems like they're very self-contained. They fly around and they steal all the pollen from around your neighborhood. They bring it back. They make the honey. You collect the honey. The chickens, they stink. They're loud.
They do everywhere.
They trash up your yard, and then they give you, an egg a day.
And they always do that move that you see on YouTube where they're like chasing one of your dogs.
Yeah.
Because they're mad.
You get a couple doo-doo eggs, and then it seems like the yield is not worth the pain in the ass of the chicken. The bees is like, they're contained in a box. They make some sweet, sweet honey.
Yeah, and bees don't have kawakas, which is better because kawakas are gross.
Yeah, but you gotta know how to do the honey thing, right? Don't you have to take it out and put on that big bee suit and get that smoker thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's only if you want to smoke the bees. I like to smoke them to a nice medium rare.
The bees. I heard the bee suit is for the P words. My brother-in-law's a real man. He goes no bee suit. He just he had this tiny smoker, but that's cheap. You smoke them out a little bit, and then you steal their honey. No problem. You get a couple stings.
So basically what we're doing is getting the bees stoned and then stealing stuff from them, right?
The smoke makes them lethargic.
It mellows them out,
Yeah. Because they'll get angry, and then once they get into the angry sting storm...
Well, then I just start whacking the box apart with a stick.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually you'll have to stomp the box.
Well, no. I get in my car and I back over it 5 or 6 times.
And they'll go stink crazy.
Well, I let them clear out. I tell my wife, put on a shop fan. I got to make it to the front door.
So, Bustecker, I'm curious to see what the inside of your refrigerator looks like.
Oh, you want to go inside my house?
Yeah. Oh, you got a fire pit back there. I saw that.
He's invited me to...
We gotta go party with Buzz.
He's invited me to some of his swingers parties, and I just...
So my wife actually built the fire pit. I didn't do that.
That's a quality pit you got there.
You want? I'll give you a little closer look if you want me to.
Okay, now we do have to take a break.
Do you burn your documents?
This is the end of the show.
This is the end of the show. So if you want to see the rest of this, you're going to have to go to Twitch, okay?
Yeah.
So, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Welcome to another Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hi.
What does your shirt say?
Oh, it is Fake Problems, which is a pop punk band.
A pop punk band, yes. Familiar. What to plug? TomandDan.com for all things Tom and Dan. Snacks and merch. We will have hopefully some Father's Day stuff coming out very, very soon.
Yep, it's in production now.
Yep, keep your eyes peeled for that. To the BDMs and all BDMs that have continued to subscribe or maybe even kicked your BDM love meter percentage up a little bit, we certainly do appreciate that. It helps us out.
Yep.
Helps company out, and buying merch helps out our merch manager, Eric, who is a wonderful guy. I did something yesterday that I wanted to just kind of walk you guys through that is new for everybody. I went and got my teeth cleaned. Now, I know that getting your teeth cleaned is not new. But in a post-COVID or during this COVID life we're living, this new normal, as everybody calls it, which I dislike.
I hate all phrases that have to do with this whole BS.
Too. I hate the
social distance and not
COVID. I hate.
Not that I hate doing it. I'm just saying
I hate hearing about it.
I hate hearing it. I
hate all the buzzwords.
Whatever. We get it. We'll do it.
Yeah. If shut
up about it.
Yeah. I'm with it. I mean, it's look.
done with
Yeah,
it.
it's an easy thing to do. But so I go to my dentist office, and I didn't really know what to expect, but, I had all the stuff that you would normally carry. I've got my mask if need be and other, stuff. When I get up there, they have a little kiosk outside, and I think we're going to kind of go into more of this sort of stuff, but they gave me a pen that I would sign like this, basically adopting the new rules. I'm like, sure, that's no big deal. Makes it easy for you. And you just initial with X's. Then they have another bin where you put your pen.
Oh, so they can sanitize.
So they can sanitize the pen afterwards.
Yeah.
And then they took my temperature with this and I'd never seen a thermometer it's one of the AccuRead ones, but it was like a long distance one. It was almost like the ones that air conditioning dudes have.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to get that close to me.
Laser.
Yeah, and they just lasered my head, and but I did laugh because she was like, "All right, you are 94.2 degrees. You're good to go." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think that's the air conditioner." I mean, like if I were, from my car, I honestly believe that if I, so I would say maybe give it 5 seconds before you start shooting my
forehead is cold.
I have a teeth cleaning next Friday, and I have a feeling I'm not going to have that same experience.
Oh, really?
I feel like you have a better dentist than I do.
Well, they wouldn't let me.
Higher class.
Yeah.
And then, so nobody's in the waiting room, right? So this is all outside. So she shoots me, writes my temperature down, puts the pen in the thing, and then they open the door for you because that's controlled. You don't touch anything. And you go in, and then the hygienist is there. She's like, "I'm ready for you." You don't have to wear a mask or anything like that because they're all basically suited up. So you just go straight in. You don't touch anything. You don't look. You go straight back and then right into your chair. Okay, you're not around anybody else. There's nobody, other patients around you. It's completely zoned out. Pretty cool. The thing that I found interesting is they don't use any or very little of the new, wonderful, amazing dental technology they have. Because think about it, the Sonic, the Zapper, the Sonic one that basically it vibrates water and it has like a little metal pick on it, and that's how they get the tartar away from your teeth. Everybody's used that one that kind of tickles, but it blows a fine mist at it. They can't use that anymore.
So what are they
Think
doing?
about it. The fine mist goes everywhere. Dude, they go back to old tools. It's old school. You sit down, they get out the old package of all the tools. She's got to do it by hand. No more.
Oh, God.
Because it's less spray, though. It's less crazy, right? You think about it, that Sonic is blowing those tiny particulates.
So how long did this take?
Same amount of time.
Okay.
It was fine. It was like, teeth look awesome, like just as good. And I was just like, there you go, tried and true old tools. Working again, But I just found it interesting that all the, not all of, but a lot of the new technology is just not as... It's too grandiose. It's too big. It's spicier. It's just, there'd be way more germs floating in the air. So they're just like, no, we'll do it this way. I thought it was pretty cool.
And like Samantha says, it's probably going to be different wherever you go because everybody is in charge of their own business.
It's a pretty big place that has like 4 doctors, and they all have like a quadrant of people, and they have a ton of hygienists.
Oh, I know Mr. Greenberg.
No. That's not, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the guy that you like, the lister buddy.
Your last name is Greenberg? Like, pretty stereotypical.
Yeah. We know it's not lack of Greenberg.
I never thought about the fact that those the modern day technology tools they use for teeth cleaning is going to be more I guess dangerous or spreading more, misting more than old school picks. And
I do like some of the things that have come with the quarantine, like, hey, I'll sit in my car, let you know I'm here, you text me when it's time for me to come in, you know what I'm saying, instead of having to sit in a waiting room with a bunch of people. I do like that. There are positives about this.
All the telemedicine, my God, the biggest positive is the medical marijuana telemedicine, which they should never go back from. I mean, it is so easy and fast.
I'll do an impression of I did mine yesterday. Here's an impression of it. Hello, are you Daniel? Yeah, let me see. Check it. Okay. You like the weed? I'm like, I like the weed. They're like, okay, see you in 7 months. Bye-bye.
I mean, that's what they're doing when you're in person. So, of course, do it. Like, I got mad that I have to go in to get my Adderall because I'm like, like, why?
I have to do that for mine, too.
Yeah, I'm like, why are we doing this? Just telemedicine, because all I'm doing is I sit there and the doctor's
Nothing has changed.
The doctor's like, he gets on his laptop. He's like, how's it working? I'm like, good. I'm like, I'm here, right? Like, just like with the weed, I'm like, there's a reason I'm coming back for it, for you to give it to me. Like, so you can even not ask me how it's working and just assume that it's working well enough for me to come back.
I'm here. Right?
This could be an email. A quick check, yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I understand that there has to be some semblance of medical profession here. So, okay, do a telemedicine. Look at me in the eyes through virtual means and ask me how it's going. I'll say, good. Then hit the GD Adderall button.
I was just impressed. And
that's all we want.
And here's the most impressed thing.
There's legal drug dealing here.
And I've complained to you about this a little bit, but the most impressed I was all day is the lady, she's doing the old school thing, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, a lot of people don't like the old tools because it does fit the stereotype of somebody who would be scared of dentistry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the number one fears in the world is people just fear going to the dentist.
Yeah.
Like obviously getting on planes, fear of flying, that's up there too, but I think dentistry even trumps it as being just something that a lot of people just...
I don't like it.
Right.
I'm not afraid of it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and I think that's the majority. I think the vast majority of people either are afraid of it or dislike it, kind of like
I
what
don't like
Sam's
people
saying.
with their hands in my mouth.
Right. I just have always liked it. I don't know why. There's something very relaxing about going to the dentist.
You also take care of your teeth. I think a lot of the fear of the dentist is the people that
neglect.
Neglect, and then they don't want the shame.
They need a lot of work done. Yeah.
And they need a lot of work. And then with a lot of work comes a lot of pain, and with a lot of pain comes fear.
Yeah.
So then you
and
stop
then it compounds
going.
itself.
And because the longer you wait, the more your teeth get messed up, and then all of a sudden, then you got a travesty going on, and then it's like you have to because of emergency. Like it's all rotten, it's infected, it's bad. Yeah. And then when you finally go, it's like, oh my God, what happened? And it's like all this, if you would have done it real early, but it's just, people get busy and then they're like, oh, I forgot to brush my teeth.
Asked the lady, because I kind of felt bad for my hygienist. I was like, is this weird? Because, I have the tendency to, we both do it. That's why we talk on a talk show.
Yeah.
I start interviewing the person that's like doing my teeth, which I should just keep my mouth shut or actually open it and not say a word because I'm just slowing this whole thing down. Stupid. But I liked her answer. She's like, no, this is what we got. And luckily, these tools are tried and true and have been used for about 100 years. So, we're good to go. No big deal. And I liked her attitude. I thought it was very positive, and it actually made the entire visit really, really good.
We need to talk to a dental hygienist in like
a hard job, man.
Like a weird job or something.
But you see some bad stuff.
Yeah, but I want to find out. They're trained to clean teeth. They do it all the time. Could they clean their own teeth just as efficiently? So if I bought the tools,
oh my God, I asked my hygienist the same question.
What'd she say?
Yeah, she said no, because there's certain things that she just can't see. She can do better than you could.
Right.
She could get a start on it, but what they typically would do is find one of their friends, and it's like tattoo artists. It's like Derek and Earl. Earl will work on Derek will work on Earl. It's just easier that way.
Well, could I watch
you could do yourself, though, yeah.
Could I watch a YouTube video and then clean my wife's teeth, and she cleaned my teeth through YouTube video if I bought and purchased the cleaning implements?
Okay, I'm going to say you could, but I'm going to say I wouldn't advise it, and you could go maybe scrape or clean a little,
mess something up,
mess up your enamel.
Seems like they're not being that.
Get some bacteria.
They're scrape crazy, and it seems like they have a disregard.
But they know what they're looking for, what they're doing.
Wait a minute, you need a new
dentist. That's your fault because you have gingivitis.
Yeah.
If it's blood crazy,
they're scraping blood. I taste it. I'm like, oh my God! It's like
theoretically they should.
It's like my mouth is that time of the month. I'm just saying it's bad. I'm like, well, you're not being that careful. It's like you're not doing brain surgery.
But again, that's you. That's not. That's okay. I mean, that's not them. That's the neglect from your end. She's not doing it and going too hard. It's just bleeding.
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah, yeah.
that your gums are saying, "Hey, we have bacteria built up here.
Yeah,
we have an
yeah.
infection."
Yeah. I'm not saying, it seems like
But I do like you
myself.
blaming it on.
It doesn't seem like she's like.
You think you can do everything yourself?
I know. But how hard could it be? Like, let's look at it.
I mean, it looks hard to be.
Like
Yeah.
what you do on the computer, like build a computer, like what Joe does, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that seems like a step too far for me. But like, I feel what she's doing, and I feel like I could do it. It's not brain surgery. She's just scraping plaque off
I
my
know
teeth.
what makes you the
and then
most
she's
mad.
like, oh, and then sometimes it's like, that hurt, and the blood.
You need to go somewhere else. That should not be happening.
Yeah, like she did mine, and there was a
Yeah,
little bit of
I
bleeding.
talked to
'cause
her, she don't know.
I have a tendency to brush a little too hard.
Oh.
So sometimes I get some irritation. There was a little bit of blood, but it wasn't spraying out of my mouth like a murder movie.
Oh, mine's like when you turn into a zombie. I start vomiting blood first.
Oh, my God.
Wow,
No,
that's a.
But I'm just saying, it's like, just scrape, and then there's that thing with the pumice at the end, and I'm like, oh, I see, I feel what
The
she's
polishing,
doing.
yeah.
I could do that.
Your favorite part, or the thing that I should say makes you the most mad, is the little tool where they go 2, 2,
yeah.
3, 2, 8, 2.
Yeah, it was like, but they never go back to the 8. I was like, why do I?
Wait,
what was
what's the 8?
Yeah. That was different than the other ones. that seems bad.
Basically means you have 8 days before this tooth falls out.
Yeah. And then someone else is documenting it, and then they never mention it. And I'm like, okay, well, what the 8? What do I do about the 8?
Yeah, can we go back to that? I mean, like, you went 2, 2, 2, 3, 8.
Yeah.
2, 2, 2.
Yeah. And then there was no cause for alarm. I'm looking at it. I was like 8.
And you didn't go 8. You didn't go 2, 2, 8, 4. You went 2, 2, 8. I heard the inflection. I heard go up.
Yeah. That means
You were
something
questioning.
bad.
That means you were questioning God as to whether I have much longer to live.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
And I feel you poking. I could poke that and yell at numbers too. So what are you doing there? I'm just saying. It's
Do you
like
want me to start downloading
It's like
some-
pharmacist. I mean,
Don't go to
Didn't
pharmacist.
Didn't Bubba do his own teeth for a while?
What?
he lost a lot of them.
Yeah, but he was gluing them in himself, and he had the tools.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had all the tools, and he would do it himself.
That's like a poor Big Tim was doing that. That's like a poor redneck dentistry.
Well, you can pull a tooth out with a pair of pliers.
I don't think I
but
could.
You could also.
I'm just saying it's physically possible, but not the most sanitary thing to do.
But then, you can glue your caps back on with some sort of
What kind of glue are you using?
It's like a temporary dentistry glue.
Yeah, they sell like a
over the counter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's
You
for
can get
like
anything.
dentures.
It's like for if your cap falls off, so you can
or like a partial.
Yeah, you could temporarily secure it until you go to the dentist and they put the real stuff. But again, just sell me the real stuff. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good God, man.
it's
I
just
feel like
gluing-
if you were gluing your own teeth in, I feel like they'd be real barracuda-y, like all over the place.
He'd have big busies, but they'd be going all different
I'm
directions.
just picturing your teeth like a broken Spanish tile mosaic. It's just all shattered glass.
I don't need to start this again, but back to pharmacists. So my Adderall prescription came in the day before, and then I called Publix right when they opened, and I'm like, "Hey, is my Adderall ready?" And they're like, "It'll be ready about 2 o'clock." I'm like, "You just made that up."
I'm looking at it right here.
I'm like, "Do you have the Adderall in a big jug? Go back there, count 30, just pour them out, pour a bunch out, and then use the
Stick.
the stick. I see you. It's like
you're gonna have to put about 15 to 17 back.
Yeah, put 30, put them in the bottle, and then there we go. That's all.
We have a dental hygienist on the on the line.
Oh, awesome! What line?
Line 1.
Hey there, dental hygienist. What name would you like for us to use for you?
So I will go by Stacy, but you guys are very good friends with my bestie, Tracy.
Yeah, this is what I call
lovely
Tracy's
party
friend.
pet CDF.
Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. So you're a party hygienist. I know about you guys.
So you're Stacy, friends with Tracy, party
I know what
hygienist.
that means. Yeah.
Things getting racy.
Yeah.
So let's talk.
Let's just say when you swish, you don't spit.
Let's talk about dental hygiene here and cleaning teeth. So
I really enjoyed it. I had a good first COVID experience.
is Daniel right? And now you have to go to old school technology because the new school missed the COVID in your eyes?
So I will say I'm in Pennsylvania, and we're not even allowed to go back yet.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's most states, but Florida.
Yeah, Florida, we do it.
We're
Ah,
crazy.
we got all
Yeah.
Trumpy DeSantos.
Right?
We're back
Your
at it.
rules don't apply. But no, it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, there will be some old school stuff. And but don't worry, your head will still be laying down by our boobs. That's good.
Yeah, see, she knows.
Party hygienist.
So party hygienist, you know that when I'm laying there and I've got the Oakley razor blades on circa 89, you know that out of the right side of my eye, I am beelining directly down your veterinarian scrubs. And I'm looking right at your freckle canyon, and I'm taking as many mind photos as humanly
They're
possible.
extra freckly because you were out of the pontoon boat party.
Yeah, you were out at
weekend.
Disappearing Island, so you got a few extra brownos. And I'm taking.
We don't care. We don't care about that. We just don't like you staring like directly in our eyes because that freaks us out because we see that. So as long as we don't see you're looking, we're totally fine.
And you know when you bend over to get my goodie bag of floss and a couple brushes and some of those, the threaders and stuff like that. When you bend over, I look and I check for panty lines of those scrub pants. See, Butler laughs. He knows.
You'll never see panty lines with my scrub.
Oh, I know, baby. Oh, my God.
Party hygienist.
Cleaning teeth.
Stacey, do you often feel, all hygienists, I feel like you just clean some disgusto person's mouth that obviously hasn't brushed or done anything, right? And then you go over and you give them the pack that you get from Crest or whatever. And I feel like
free stuff of it's got all kinds of coupons in there.
I feel like it's like giving an apple to Big Tim at his yearly checkup. Is like you're just wasting it, right? Like you're giving it you're giving it to the person you just cleaned their disgusting mouth. You know they're not going to use it. Just save it. Like don't be like I'd give this to you, but we all know
you could elect to decline.
Well, so we are probably the only people that do try to put ourselves out of business because of that. But I've been doing it for so long. I'm like, I'm not going to give you floss. I know you don't need it. Or tie your porn stock up around Halloween around with it because there's other you don't want to use it.
Oh, like other uses for floss?
You can give it away to kids. At Halloween time.
So, Stacey, let's get down to it. When it comes to cleaning teeth, could you teach me how to do it
2 weeks
in a couple weeks, and then I do it to myself?
No, you get to clean Butler's teeth. We'll do it on the show.
Or I'll do Butler's teeth or my wife's or whatever, and then she'll.
Your wife's teeth are way too small.
They're dolphin teeth.
That's like dealing with miniatures. It's like, you don't want to do that. It's like painting, the Declaration of Independence on a rice grain.
Yeah, it's like
you don't want to do that.
Like you have Lego teeth.
Well, they're just
like Lego man.
They're good teeth. They're just tiny.
Yeah. So it seems pretty easy. I feel around. When they clean my teeth, I feel what they're doing.
You got to use your hands on the inside of the mouth, and you got to. This lady was feeling all my tissue in here, and then she was feeling my neck, and then she was running all over my gums.
They never done that to me. I feel my neck.
She was feeling.
Where do you go? No,
and then she, and then then I was like, "Can you?" And she was like, "Sure," and I was like, "All right."
Party agenda. So
for 20, I hope.
So I can do it, right? No big deal.
Stop it! No, you cannot do it. Come on, don't degrade hygienist. It's not that easy.
To be fair, he does this with every job.
He does.
Yeah. I mean, there's some like a brain surgeon. I'm like, well, that was real.
You gotta draw the line.
I think if I had a recipe, I think I could do it.
Yeah. What?
Brain surgery. Yeah.
I mean, if it's all like standard, like, hey, we take the skull off, we push this.
Well,
thing.
it's like following directions. Yeah.
We push this thing.
If they're like, you got to cut 2.5 inches, I'm like, I got that. I can do that.
Just walk.
Not like you can look it up on YouTube and do it.
I'm like, oh God, I dropped my now and later in there.
Oh no.
I'll just leave it.
So the scraping part, let's walk through it. So you first use the hook to scrape the plaque off the teeth. I feel like, all right, that's pretty.
How do you know how far to scrape?
Good question.
Under the gum line.
The tactile is a big thing, but the hardest part is working in a mirror backwards. So you try scraping your teeth while looking in a mirror, and everything is indirect vision.
You listen here, lady. If I can get myself an erection from a ceiling mirror, backwards that I can clean my teeth with a mirror backwards. I know I can.
So you're saying the hardest part is not really the scraping; it's trying to orientate yourself with a tiny little round mirror and working behind the molars and stuff. It's but I feel like that's just a learned thing, like some practice, some reps. I run through about 20 homeless people. I can get to a regular one.
Yeah,
and,
imagine being like close to them and having to smell them and having to deal with them. That's even harder. And actually just trying to be nice to the people when you're really hurting them.
All right, so the hardest part is smelling your patients.
All right, write that down.
Well, I can get through that. I mean, if that's the hardest part, I was like, okay, I understand. There's some disgustos coming in. I'm gonna have to deal with them.
Every day, Butler brings in ginger flavored green beans and warms them up in our microwave.
I can smell that.
Yeah, it smells like garbage in here.
So then, after you scrape the plaque, just tell me what the hardest part about it is that I'm not getting, because so far. So good.
So
I think I can do all this.
Plaque. You can remove plaques with a toothbrush. It's harder. It's like the plaque's been on there forever for people that aren't flossing. And that is like cement, and you have to like scrape it off. Like, it's not easy.
All right. So it's a little.
And then you got blood, and you got people wincing and wussies.
So it's you scrape some hard plaque. Your disgusto patients are wincing.
They stink bad.
Their blood's coming out.
Yeah, their booty hole.
So I understand that there's some uncomfortable things you got to deal with. And
has anybody ever been inappropriate? Like you can start seeing
Lick my fingers.
Oh,
good Lord!
I wasn't thinking that.
Lick your fingers.
Party hygienist.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Like you're scraping plaque and they like barbecue
down every time.
So you're scraping tartar off
They close their mouth and they're like
They suck on it.
suck on your index finger.
My God!
Party hygienist.
How do you not punch them right in the face?
Never thought about that doing
I
that.
haven't either.
That's a bizarre move. I'm gonna have to try that next time I'm at the dentist. I mean,
And that same patient would always come with a zipper down too.
oh, Tom Van.
Or like, my zipper fell out.
I think his name was Tom, actually.
So there's sexual harassment, and I can get through that.
Can you put the lead? Can you put the lead vest on me? I like some weight.
So far, Stacy, you haven't really told me anything I can't get through. Like, it's a big pain in the ass. I get that, but
there's a lot of similarities between what you do and just like my trips to the strip club. I feel like
so, but the actual physicality of using the hook to scrape the cement-like tartar off of a bum's tooth, I think I can get through that, right?
Well, what if he starts sucking your finger?
Stop it, bum!
The tooth is loose. What if, I actually pulled a tooth out on a patient from scraping? You can, Tracy will vouch.
Oh, you scraped a tooth out. Oh, that's
too hard.
Was this a corpse?
Yeah. That's Yeah, well, that's for the dentist. I'm just the cleaner.
Yeah.
Like,
you put that, you go, and then you do that move where you just
put it back where it came
out there. You hope that the dentist, it's like a vase. You just set it on top.
Yeah.
You hope that somebody else hits it and falls out, and you're like, what did you do?
Yeah. He eats a tiny, fluffy piece of white bread. And he's like, my tooth fell out. I'm like, you did it.
Like Jason Derulo in that corn challenge.
So then after you scrape the plaque or the tartar off,
then you got to polish.
Then you use that gritty, kind of like Gojo, like a mechanic would use.
And you got a creamsicle, cookie dough, mint, grape.
And then you put that on, and then use the super brush. And you kind of polish that in there with the pumice. Right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. And then you floss after.
And then you bend over again. You give me one more glance at those beauties, and we make a 6-month appointment. And
all I'm saying is that I haven't you haven't told me any sort of microbiology or super complicated thing that I didn't know that you guys did.
All you got to worry about is don't scrape a tooth out.
Boring. Nobody wants to hear the boring.
What about the
we save people their oral health because of diabetes and stroke and all that stuff.
So what about
Well, that's not. I'm just talking about cleaning the teeth.
What about this? What about, it's 5 o'clock, you shut the doors. I know that you guys, all the hygienists and all the
The
doctors, and you all get together afterwards, and I know that it gets a little toothy.
Stacy, is there any truth behind people being more sensitive to nitrous? Because I think I'm one of those people, because every time I get nitrous, I literally think that I die and I'm reliving the last 15 seconds of my life, and it's going in a rotation, and I feel dead, and then when I come out of it, I'm like, I think I'm in a different life now. Like, something really bad happens to me. Like, I really
You called me one time on
hallucinate.
it. It was weird.
And like
the hygienist licked your fingers.
no, it's
my God.
It's like it goes, and then I'm like, I'm reliving the last 15 seconds of my life. It's like a weird thing.
It's anxiety, bro.
Are people more sensitive to it?
I would say most people are pretty zen with it. It chills them out, but there's some patients that, like, even if I put them on the slightest little bit, and I have this really nice big guy, and the slightest little bit, he is a laughing fool. But I would say most people are just pretty chill with it. I've never had it legally, like a dentalist appointment.
Well,
So
I'm chill when I'm thinking I'm dead. I'm just sitting there, I'm just paralyzed in fear because I am like, does everybody go through this? Does everybody think they've died 15,000 times in a row?
I just like the feeling. Like, I like the...
Oh, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, the feeling is good, and
Wait,
I'll just
wait.
kind of relax.
So you guys get nitrous when you have your teeth cleaned?
No, we're on it right now, though. We do it during the entire show.
I used to have this BDM doctor that he gave me nitrous anytime I wanted it, like even with the cleaning.
Yeah.
Then he asked for cocaine from me one time. And
we
then
called him Professor
Wow.
Smiles.
And then he was rubbing my wife's teeth one time, and she was like, well, "Who'd you send me to?" I'm like, "Hey, he's a monster, wasn't he?"
Yeah. His name is
Dennis
Professor...
has some very
Professor
weird
Smiles.
quirks.
I said BDM, but this is way long time ago.
Yeah, this was a monster list.
Yeah. All right, Stacey.
Hey, keep putting them out there and not wearing panties.
I feel like I should just go to work now because my work sucks and it's really easy for anybody to do. Thanks, guys.
Here's the thing: everybody thinks I'm like throwing shade at them when I say their job is
He
like,
just
easy
thinks
to
he's
do.
really, really talented.
No, I'm trying to find like just
She
tell
had to
me.
do extra schooling to learn how to do this career.
Yeah.
And you think you could just
Can you
learn in a
give
day?
anesthesia? Can you, give someone an injection?
I mean,
I could give my wife a hot beef.
Not a hot, easy one.
I mean, I see the dentist. He pinches my cheek. He's
jamming it in there crazy.
He's like, while he puts
and
the
it tastes
needle
like
in.
oranges.
And so he injects my gums, and then he goes, and then that's it. I'm like, well, I could probably do that after
And
2
then
weeks, right?
and then I feel like I have puffy
doesn't-
lips, but I don't really have
Yeah.
puffy lips.
Right.
And then
And I
he's
do
like,
that move like I did as a kid. Like, hey, my name's Fatty.
then he comes back and now the dentist is one step too far. I'm just saying the cleaning. I just feel like now I'm sure there's things that you have experience that I couldn't do, but the actual, scraping, then the pumicing, it just seems like they're pretty easy. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Stacy.
Thanks, guys.
We'll talk
Have
to
a
you
great
soon.
day.
Party hygienist.
Yeah, I mean, like you could say like I could do your job. Of course you could. If it was just standing here saying absurd stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Idiotic stuff.
Anybody can do
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely true.
I mean-
it's nice to have a dental hygienist call
Yeah.
in, though.
There's an ongoing joke that a lot of people find pretty funny that I'm actually mentally handicapped. And, so of course anybody could do
I've
this.
never had a man hygienist. Have you ever had a man?
I've seen them in the office, but I never get the
I've
the
never
man.
had
Because it's not fair that
Maybe bigger hands.
we as heterosexual men get the cute hygienist. I mean, that's been like a thing. That's a stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair that we get it and you don't. You should get one, right?
It seems
You should be able to get like a cute dental boy.
But he's got to have little hands then.
yeah.
I don't want big, meaty hands going in
No, I don't think you're probably right. I don't think you could. I think that would hinder you.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of male dentists.
Yeah, but they're not. They're using X-rays and stuff like that. My dentist, he only comes in to like basically look at it and say, "Oh yeah, I'm beautiful. This is great. This is great." Okay, hey, we'll see you back here.
Honestly, it's probably an industry that is like the culture of it has for a lot of years been like male dentists. The hygienists are female.
Well, it's like doctors and then the nurses.
It's probably like just hard to break that over
Let's start
hundreds
breaking
of
it.
years.
I like a female
You
everything.
can be a dental hygienist and change history.
I want female everything, though. That's what I like.
I forgot to ask her how much she makes.
It's
well,
not
we
Weird
weren't
Job
doing Weird
Wednesday.
Job.
I know, but
We were
what
doing,
do you think they make?
We were
Tracy
doing
might know.
Party Hygienist Thursdays.
Party hygienist.
Oh, I bet she parties like crazy.
Yeah.
Like a hygienist, what are they pulling in? Like 50 a year?
Or more, yeah.
You think that much?
Yeah,
Or-
and you might be in, like, and you could work your way up to being, like, the lead of all of them, or something like that.
Yeah.
We got to take a break.
All right.
Take a quick one. We'll come back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan right after this.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So we've been doing this little series called Quarantine Cribs. The Samantha came up with the name. It's great.
Yeah, super good idea, man.
You can watch them all on YouTube. But we have one with Busey, one with Seth Petrozelli. We did one with Bustecker today.
We had one with Big Tim. We had to delete it, though, because he pulled out an AR.
That was my fault.
good
I was like,
one.
show me your guns.
It's a good one, though,
I did not know that was a thing.
But, hey, just go to YouTube, search Tom and Dan Live. It'll pop right up.
And so it dawned on me over the weekend. I was like, man, we got to do this with Matt Moorman and check out his garage because...
And you're already... I'm pulling him up now. You're already astonished at how good it looks.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. So from Obsessed Garage, we have Matt Moorman on Skype. How you doing, Matt?
What's up, guys?
So, all right. First, let's talk about
nice.
Obsessed Garage and your YouTube channel and where people can find your podcast and everything you provide.
Yeah, so YouTube channel is Obsessed Garage, as you might imagine. Instagram, Facebook, my website, obsessedgarage.com. A podcast I do is called the Dialed In Podcast. I do a lot of mainly live stream stuff on YouTube, and then we, put it on Apple, iTunes, and everywhere else podcasts would be. So that's where you find me.
Cool. So, Matt, let's start the tour. I did mention when we first got you on Skype, I was like, are you in a corporate warehouse? Because you have racks of perfectly organized items. Now, I'm sure that's from the items that you sell on your Obsessed Garage website. Is that correct?
Yeah, so just to kind of cue you in, I mean, this is where I live more than my house, so I figured it would be more appropriate to show you and give you a tour of this place. But it's about a mile from my house. There's two sides, so it's 3,600 square feet. But this is the side where we do all the production, all of my videos, and it's kind of disingenuous to call it a production because it's just me messing around in the garage. But I like it clean, as you might imagine.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
So this side, I just started or just put this together about 6-8 weeks ago, and I'll show you the chaos of the other side in a minute. But this side had nothing in it. Actually, this was a Corvette guy's garage. It had like red, white, and blue bald eagles everywhere, and so I had to paint over all that crap and make it what it looks like now. So,
don't talk bad about those. Tom wants to reopen America now. He's all about.
You painted over the Eagles?
Yeah, man.
No.
This might have soured our relationship because Tom says you got to open them up.
I'm getting my AR. I'm heading down the protest.
All right, so let's flip it around, and I'll give you a tour here and show you what's up. All right, so this here. So this is where this is my washing system. So this is a Krensla pressure washer that then feeds a 100-foot hose, and then I can switch between deionized water and regular tap water. And then remember I talked about my $300 buckets? Those are the $300 bucket system that I sell a zillion of. Check this thing out, Tom. You'll love this. You need one of these at your house.
Hold on.
This is a bucket.
Going back to the $300 buckets, what is this? This looks like a Home Depot bucket with the wheels on it.
No, it is not.
Get out of here. Do not blaspheme.
He's just mad at you for painting over the Eagles. He'll get over it.
So what? Hold on. Why are the buckets $300?
So first of all, it's a 6-gallon bucket, not a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, the extra gallon is $300.
You had no idea
want a
that
Homer
an extra
bucket?
gallon is $299.
So most of the expense is the dollies, right? So the dollies are, they're like $55 a piece with the wheels.
This is where
and then
you say, I don't play with dollies.
So I have specially made gray casters in 3-inch instead of 2-inch. An extra inch is always better, right?
Yeah, everything's a lot beefier, thicker, cooler. Yeah, I see what you're doing, man. Yeah.
You got lids, you got grit guards, and so I take a lot of heat for these because people are like, I can go to Home Depot and get these for $50 or $5 in some people's case. But anyway, this is a much better way to do it. And then notice this bucket filler here. I won't tell you how much that costs. She's a crap brick. But the idea here is that when I want to fill up a bucket, I don't have to get a darn hose out. I just take this little thing, and then it hangs like perfectly from a hose bib that I mount a little bit higher, and so I can fill up my bucket to spec. Yeah, it's like the...
now you realize that Tom is astonished, but I am hard. Does that make sense?
Daniel
I am loving this. Tom, this is why we're opposites. This is why we're 180, because I am literally in heaven right now. Tom looks like you're trying to explain to him how the universe was created.
Matt, just give us an idea. Okay, go back to the bucket system.
I told you he's...
Okay, just...
Never start with the buckets.
In that picture of what we're looking, we got the pressure washer up top, the hose, the bucket system,
ionized water, tap water.
The bucket. What are we all together? Just give us a roundabout of what that system we're looking at would cost.
This is just a little bit shy of $4,000.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, if you got it, you got it.
3 times the price of my truck.
I got a windable hose on the side of my house.
And it's got dirt all over it, and it's gritty, and you're going to scrape that hose over your car's paint.
I just bought a new sprayer at Home Depot, $1.89. I got the cheapest one.
You got it out of the bin. It's not even brass.
Yeah, it has 5 different settings. It gets mist, shower,
cone.
A jet, cone.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah. Then it gives it's like a flat thing. I'm like, who needs that thing?
Don't let these trash people discourage you. Continue. Power through. Power through.
Okay. So then I keep my microfiber towels here close so that I can I can wash the car over here. But we have drying towels, glass towels, separate type, third type of drying towel, door jam.
We're losing.
Testing. You got me.
Yeah, we got you.
You got door jam towels? What's the difference between the door jam towel?
You don't want to use the same towel that you used on your door jam on your car, you idiot.
Thank you.
God! Yeah. Even I know that.
I have leaves in the door
jam. This is going to take 3 hours.
Acorn.
Man, I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard that, but Tom just proceeded to say that he has leaves and acorns in his door jams, which gives me a shiver down my spine.
And all of my trunk. Yeah. It's filled with
windshield.
Leaves. Yeah. It's like a small tree growing.
Look at that. What is that to our right? The white tanks. What are those?
So this is something called a rotary screw air compressor, right? And so a normal air compressor operates at around 95 decibels, so super duper loud.
Yeah.
This one operates at 59 dB. And so most of the time when you do a rotary screw, so that the screw is up here, rotary screw compressors are great for like NASA, and like big giant body shops and stuff like that. But this one is set up. I found this at SEMA. This is coming out of Italy. This is about $5,500 for this thing here, and then that's another couple of grand. But this has a heater on it to make sure that it doesn't rust out. So, because I only use it once a month or once every couple of weeks, and so this is a screw compressor. And I just bought this little one just so I could take pictures of it for people. So these both do the same thing. But I just unboxed this like an hour ago. That's what I spend most of my time doing, unboxing crap and figuring out how it works, and then I can sell it.
Now, so that compressor
I just bought an air compressor, but mine is, I think it's 2,000 dBs. Wow! And it was $100. $150 Craftsman, and it's probably a giant hunk of crap.
Yeah, I got my stepdad's air compressor. It's 2 green cylinders. I think it's from the 70s. Yeah. And he rigged
got a slow leak in it.
He rigged the on-off thing, so it's basically you have to touch a screwdriver to 2 things to turn it on. And it is so loud, it never stops because it can't fully compress because there's so many leaks.
Oh, yeah.
So when you turn it on,
it just goes.
It's so definitely loud that it's like 1,000 firecrackers going off at once, and it takes me about an hour to pull up or fill up 1 pool float, and but I won't get a new one because I'm like, it still works.
Right.
So that one is used at NASA. I don't, Matt.
It could be.
I need when this whole thing is calms down. I need to get Matt over my garage. Yeah, I think he'll vomit on himself.
Oh, yeah. Why would you do that?
I don't think he can even drive his car into Castleberry. It'll disintegrate. I think it'll hit an invisible force field of
it
pour.
Bounce off.
Yeah.
Matt, have you ever been to Castleberry?
When I came to your studio one time.
You have to pass through.
You lock your door.
It's Castleberry. We call it the large intestine to Baldwin. You had to pass through it to get to the old
they
anus.
have speed bumps everywhere in the middle of the road. I don't know why that is.
I know why.
So this thing feeds this piping, right? And so this is piping that I discovered out of France. And then we built the grid, built the loop. And so the concept here is to have air and power on all 4 corners of the car, so I don't have to be inconvenienced by, walking around to the power plug on the wall.
Nice.
And so we have, air on the left, power on the right, lots of symmetry. But something like this, Tom, this will blow your socks off. This piece here, so this little fitting, this here is $97 for this piece, but it's like the most ridiculous, most pliable. This is a coupler for air tools. And so one of the things that I try to provide value to the world, they have a picture of it looking like this, like on their website. It looks like this. And so unless, I spend a lot of my time teaching people, like, why would you want this? How does this work?
Right.
And so the idea is when I'm using this, it completely fluidly swivels. And so now, people can make a decision or they can see how it works. Otherwise, who the heck would spend $97 on a little piece of plastic like that? But all these parts and pieces I source from all over the place and put them together. So that people don't have to figure it out.
And I know what some of our listeners, and here's the thing: visit Matt Moorman's YouTube channel. Listen, he's got tens of thousands of more listeners than we do of people that are heavily into this and really enjoy this. So people are like, "What? Who would?" This is a thing for a lot of Matt's listeners and fans out there that they love. Just like Daniel loves this, like he sources all these parts and finds the best ones in the world for his garage, so he has the most efficient, well-used garage. Yeah. Although what's funny, Matt, is I imagine your car is so meticulous that you rarely have to add air to the tires or do anything to it. So
it's not false. I like to look at the stuff more than use it.
So you have literally air running to all 4 corners of your area where you'd pull your car up so that you don't have to bring the air line around the car.
Smart. If you can do it, do it.
Right. And then I've got, like wall manifold. So, the idea is to make it so that it's not annoying to try to work on your car. And that's the kind of stuff that I do. So this is a scissor lift. This actually goes up 72 inches, so it'll come up to about here. So it'll lift the car up. I'm 6'2", so it lifts it almost taller than me. And so, believe it or not, these little things, there's a double scissor in there. And so, as this thing goes up in the air, just kind of show you how it works. As it goes up in the air, the scissors expand, and then it'll lift the car all the way up to my head height roughly.
Wow,
that's amazing.
So how not to start turning everything into how much does this cost, but that seems like a major install where you have a scissor lift coming out of the ground. Like I know. It was popular down in Miami. I know my neighbor had one where they actually dig, instead of the scissor lift, they'll dig a trench into the ground.
That's a poor man's scissor lift.
Yeah. And so you can crawl under. You see that like a Jiffy Lube and stuff. You crawl under the car. Easier.
I've seen that guy with primitive tools make a fancy pool in the middle of Indonesia. I've seen that guy.
Easier to dig a hole than make a lift. So what if someone wants their own scissor lift? I know Daniel's father-in-law's got a nice car lift.
He doesn't have a scissor lift. He has just the old school one, the big
either a 2-post or a 4-post.
Yeah, he has a 2-post.
Oh no, that's an amateur hour.
It is. I mean, compared to this, this just fits down low and nice and clean. Well, you don't have the big poles on the side.
So,
I get it.
Yeah, because I can get all the way around the car and not have to have poles in the way. It's easier to get in and out of.
So what's one of those scissor lifts run you?
This one, it's not that bad. It was like $3,600 for this one. So you think a lift would cost more, like another $500 for the ramp. So about the same cost as the pressure washer system, but quite a bit less sophisticated. All it is a hydraulic pump. You press the button over here on the side. I ran the hydraulic lines underneath this little metal thing and try to cut it so it fits exactly, and then you can see the little hydraulic lines down here. So pretty simple, but it weighs, each one of these pedestals weighs like 1,200 pounds or something like that. So it gets pretty heavy, and then you just bolt it to the concrete.
I see
pretty simple.
I see you didn't run those hydraulic lines underground. You had to use the old thing.
That's what we use. Like when you're hiding your TV wires. Can't put any holes in the wall.
I'm just saying, it'd be way more clean if it was just hidden underground there. I don't know if that would make a little criticism there.
Give me some time, Tom. That's my next garage.
I'm sorry. I'm just driving you crazy, man, because I know you're going to be like, those damn cool. Every time you look at it, you're like, Tom is right.
I almost feel like now that you found this, that every meeting that we have Matt on, you're going to be like, how your hydraulic lines doing?
Still above ground? All right.
I see.
So this cabinets here, this is from a company called Sonic out of the Netherlands. But what's so cool about these are this. Pretty much the freaking coolest thing on the planet.
Yeah, the way that they fit in there is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so everything's labeled.
Oh my God!
The screwdriver size. Size.
For our non-visual audience, we're looking at two tool drawers that are the most organized. Every tool fits in its own individual carry.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
Because you don't lose anything, and if you go back and look at it,
you've got every socket.
I know.
Oh my God!
I had to buy a new one because I got them all rattling around.
You even have 10 millimeter. No one has 10 millimeter. That's the first one to lose.
Oh, 10's my favorite.
I've got a dozen 12s, no 10s.
And don't even get me started on 11.
Like that, Tom, do you have a drawer where you keep like extra? Like common 3/8 sizes and stuff, so that I have it if I needed it to.
I've got
washers,
a big Folgers coffee can, just with a bunch of rusty nails and bolts in there.
I just had to clean mine up and reorganize mine. I knew that you were going to be on the show, so I last weekend I went through it. I just zhuzhed mine up a little bit because I was afraid somebody would ask, because I knew I was going to see your tools and they're going to be like perfect in their little foam beds.
Every one of my tools has rust on it, to the point where if I do have a tool with no rust, I'm like, oh God, this one's thrown off the
aesthetics of the rust.
Because of the whole rust.
I have about 22 drawers or so of this kind of stuff. And then I found this other company called Tool Grid, which allows me, it's like a little grid system. And allows you to do it modularly, because these other drawers, like, you buy it like this and they CNC cut it, send it to you.
Yeah.
So if I lost the tool, so Tom, you'd be screwed. If you lost the tool, then you just have a hole. And so this kind of got started when in the airline mechanics area, because they can't have a tool missing, so they have to categorize everything and make sure it's all put away. But this system is out of Canada that I brought into the U.S., and so we sell a lot of this stuff just to teach people how to how to organize their drawers.
Wow,
so nothing's sliding around.
Again, you can see
It's
all
the
of
most
this
organized
at,
thing I've ever seen.
Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, or search YouTube, Tom and Dan Live.
So Matt, with the extreme organization of the tools, again, with the brand new Porsches and the your real nice cars that you own, seemingly not wrenching on them that often, because I like the new Porsche engine is
but he's
perfect,
making
right?
modifications.
Yeah, I mean, look at this here. So this is for, I bought my, Daniel, remember the Electron Blue Civic SI?
Yes.
99 2000?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just bought the best on the planet. And so now I'm modifying like all the suspension parts. I didn't know which wheels I want, so I bought 5 sets of wheels to try to figure out which ones fit.
There you go. That's what you do.
So I'll be putting those in the car. Yeah, and so I do wrench quite a bit, Tom. It's just I'm wrenching on really fancy, nice stuff.
Shade thrown back at you, plant man.
Yeah, you're putting brand new things on your car.
Yeah, Tom's outside with dirty Q-tips, and he's putting a little bit of watermelon pollen in each one of his flowers. That is just dumb.
You'll like this, Daniel. So because we edit a lot and do a lot of video stuff, so I've kind of wire tied and set up all of my what do you call it? The battery chargers, and this is I forget what company that is, but all my Canon batteries, and we shoot on a Canon C200, so most of our videos are shot on that, and so I try to keep all that organized, and we have a system where guys cycle through batteries, and of course there's all my Milwaukee. I have a bunch of Milwaukee tools. Milwaukee is a company that I should be hopefully becoming a dealer here shortly. But I plan to have every one of these uppers with Milwaukee all set up. So that's coming here soon.
That's another thing I'd like to do too. Is I like to get all my brands and organize all my batteries and stuff like that. Not to this degree, but I'm learning. If you saw my wires under my desk right now, I've added cameras and we added fish cam. I mean, it's a bit of a mess for me here. I'm embarrassed. I'm glad that COVID's happening right now, so you can't see my wire mess.
Now, Matt, do any of your tools have an odd? I don't know what it is, but when I touch them and then smell my fingers, I'm like, it smells like I've been wrangling some doo-doo or something.
You need to shellac them.
It's something, yeah. Something
We
happened.
just did this with my husband's tools.
Yeah, they stink.
You have to shellac them.
Shellac them with what?
Shellac.
Oh, okay, well, how do you do that? Well, you dip them in something? They all
shellac, literally.
They all stink.
Yeah.
How does Tom
I
get
just wipe them down every time I use them.
This is beyond that.
Yeah,
Matt.
well, this is more like
baked into
this is
the
more like
steel.
I'm staring at the bum's pants and they're filled with doo doo. What do I do?
Yeah, I don't think there's any recovering.
It's not just wipe them down.
I just told you what to do.
But I don't think.
Don't listen to me. That's fine. I'm used to it.
He doesn't understand what shellac is.
And then now you have all your tools are shellacked in what? Like the same stuff you put a penny bar in your, and you put Bahamas dollars on it. You know what I'm saying?
You're making like a novelty cover for your Mima's TV tray with a bunch of photos from like Niagara Falls. You're using you dip your
that kind of
10 millimeter in there. You keep it from making your hands smell like poo poo.
So
these are not things that you have to work with, Matt. You don't deal with any of this.
I have no idea what you're talking. I've checked out.
What's that speaker?
So, I'm big into audio, and so these are Dyne Audio studio monitors, LYD 48s on a ISO acoustic, isolation stand. So and then a Velodyne DD15 subwoofer. So
an excellent
that was my
choice.
Careers.
Excellent choice in your stands. We too are also running some ISO acoustics in the Tom and Dan studio. I went with the 3/4 inch lifters. I didn't go for the big boys.
In my garage, I got a Heineken Bluetooth tower that I stole from the radio station.
That was a prize from Johnny's, you idiot. We're supposed to give that to listeners.
Yeah, I didn't give it to listeners. I got it in my garage.
Oh, that's
I
great.
lost a power cord, so it just does nothing now.
Yeah, you've got a broken Amstel Light speaker.
It's Heineken. It's fancier than that.
So I came up with the idea to put my desk. I'll show you in a minute, but we've got 20 people that work here, and so in 3,600 square feet, and so I keep having to give up my desk, and so I decided to just build my desk in the garage. And so I've just built this week. So there's still wires, but there won't be wires that you'll be able to see.
Yeah, that looks
but
great.
This is Yeah, so I bought the ridiculous, anti-glare, Apple crazy monitor.
Where's your trash pile? I don't see it.
Every good businessman has a trash pile.
Garbage can?
No. I mean, like, where all your bills and, like, invoices.
You need some smudges from Boar's Head sub sauce on your desk. You need a couple of those.
I mean, it's not really trash. It's more like, I'll get to it later. But
later is never.
It's just all proposals and emails.
Where is your giant folder that your business partner put together of all your Pop-Pop's medical stuff? He's been dead for a while now, but there's still a folder from here to the moon that has every appointment, dialysis, the whole nine.
There's wills in there. It shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, hey, where's your handgun with 3 bullets in it?
Yeah. Where do you keep your business gun?
What's your email inbox look like, Tom?
Oh my God.
Don't look at it.
I'm not even joking. Like, people sometimes think, look at, I got 140 missed calls or something.
What? You don't even know what it is.
My God, I've been calling you 140 times today.
Oh my God, I almost have equal missed calls and texts. 140 and 141. What's the chances of that? And
with you, very high.
And then my email.
Well, it's because they tried calling you.
My email.
I have 4,323 unread emails.
Oh my
4,223, Matt.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll put it closer.
Well, I have 3, but they've all been read. They need to get categorized.
Categorized.
Categorized for what?
Tom doesn't even know what that is.
That's the red and unread.
Tom thinks categorized is when you turn yourself into a cat.
I've been categorized.
Help, I'm growing a tail. I've been categorized.
Oh, Lord. And then, so, again, this is a functioning warehouse. So we do have, this is my first private label product. So I actually had a follower make us like this digital filling station. So there's a pump down low. This is a tire dressing that I'm coming out with. So these are like bottles 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be launching this. So I'll probably sell this out in about a couple of minutes once I turn it live.
And is it a 3-step tire dressing system? Because now that's something I'm interested in.
It's just a single. You clean the tires and then you put it on. But,
gotcha.
You clean your tires? I've never heard of that. Like, that's what touches the ground.
I taught my daughter.
Dirty.
I taught my daughter how to do it. She did it on the Ruckus. I have my daughter detailing my scooter now, Matt. You'd be very proud of me. She does a damn fine job.
It's like cleaning the bottom of your shoes. Who does that?
Well, first you got to wear shoes.
And so then I have. This is where it gets a little not as nice and neat, but I've got humans everywhere. So because we don't have any room, so I've got 2 guys that work in the entryway here, and then I've got 3 guys as my media guys. So Michael does cinematography and editing. Mike is graphic design and other editing. Bryce runs the team. Jeff's lead technical support. Kyle, who sits here, does all the garage design stuff.
My God!
Wait a minute.
They're all doing work too.
Hold on 1 second. First of all,
one employee's watching the show.
Yeah, you're doing it. I don't mean it.
Samantha's working. She's a producer. Other employees just sitting here watching you.
I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but number 1, everybody's working. That's a big no-no. Number 2, everybody has a desk. Are you crazy? You got to give the guy that does nothing a TV tray and the girl that does everything an even smaller TV tray. You idiot.
Yeah, I don't know if you know business, Matt.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work, man.
Yeah. You have a social media guy, you don't know what he does. He's at his own house. Hasn't left him.
Run across here, so bear with me. I'm going to run and take you over next door. So my M3 is right there.
Nice. Love it.
What kind of car is that?
Uh-oh, I think we're going to lose him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's an M3. Okay, here, we're back.
Yeah. I'm back. You still with me?
Yep, we got you.
So here's where we ship. And so this is where we package and ship. We did $1.7 million last month. Something like that.
Oh my God.
I did. I was going to ask you.
Bucket Land, yeah.
I was talking to an acquaintance of both of ours, and he's like, hey, have you talked to Matt Lee? He had a record month. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, we did pretty well last month. I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, not $1.7 million. We didn't even
blew my shoes off.
But we're doing it. The reason why I tell you that is to explain. Like, we're doing it out of this little. Like, this is 2,000 square feet. This is it. That's all we got. And so I got all these humans in here packing stuff, shipping it out, but not that many humans. We don't have a whole lot of space.
Yeah,
so this is where we pack and ship everything.
Oh my God! All your employees have like Obsessed Garage
they all have
uniform
polos and logos and everything.
We've been trying to make a polo.
I want Butler to dress like Robin from Batman, and I want Samantha to wear lingerie.
I'm not joking, Matt. I wear your nice Obsessed Garage polo. I'm like, we need a polo like this, and then Enemy Inc. was like, those are $48 a piece. I'm like, printed, and they're like, no, that's pre-printed. I'm like, oh my God. then we got some cheapo Nike ones, and then other ones that made our nipples hard every time we wore it.
We got these, Matt. We got these polos to try and copy you, and they rub your nipples raw, like bloody, like bloody.
So I walk around in business meetings, my nipples are always hard, and then I got a big embroidered D&D
giant.
It's so
stiff like a piece of cardboard.
It's so heavy. It's bringing the shirt down.
And when you put it in the dryer, it folds and it's like a goddamn half.
It looks like a clam. And then the collar on this thing is as wide as it's like Better Call Saul attorney. Giant. I mean, we look like trash attorney with long sleeves. Makes us look like we're
what did those
Timberland.
shirts cost you? Were they like the $18 version?
18. That's way too expensive.
They're cheaper.
They were like $7.99.
They were still in the midst of trying to make them too.
Remember
it was a 5.5 month project.
You guys remember when everything was like either Cherokee or like that other company that was thick? It's called like Gunthington Farms. I think our polos are like Gunthington Farms. They're terrible.
They're thick.
They're thick ass Gunthington Farms.
So here's all the microfiber towels that people buy. We turn these probably, 2 or 3 times a month because I don't have a lot of space. We have to turn inventory a lot. And so here's all our shirts, labeled, organized, lots of, pressure washer hose. So the hose that you saw over there, that's the 100-foot hose. I have my own power cords that we made. These are like a locking power cord. But normally those go up there. But we're having a real problem because the suppliers aren't able to supply. Normally we would have stuff stacked all over the place, but we're just rolling it out the door.
Hold on. With my power cords, everybody knows to lock them together. You tie it in a knot.
Where the old swoop-de-doo.
You tie a knot in that thing and never. That's when I'm blowing my leaves, and then the knot keeps it from pulling it out. The old knot.
I don't even bother doing that. I just usually it just gets and it unplugs, and I'm like, plug it back in.
So this is when I whip people when these aren't straight. So I want these straightened out here. So we got to keep these in. But these are all fittings for the pressure washers, and we do assemble them here. And we're about to. I bought another building, so we're going to be taking this to another building soon. But we have 5 or 6 more people coming to help pack because we're around 1,000, maybe 1,200 orders behind. So we're trying to respond to keep up with the demand. So that's the goal. In here, we're going to pack some more. We're going to put some more people in here to pack. So those 2 guys you saw in the other entry were over here. I moved them out, and now we have a couple of packers that are going to come in here. And then this is my podcast studio where we do our recording. So Chris runs the business, does all the bookkeeping, accounts payable, receivable, hires and fires people and all that. And then Kyle was the garage design. So he designs garages for people, but
he runs it with an iron fist. Matt.
One tool in the wrong place.
Hey,
fired.
I know somebody decided to not wear their $68 polo today.
Fired.
How about I take this take you out front, use this pressure washer to blow the skin off your toes?
Any idea what it takes to get fired from this place? It's literally crime.
That's it. That's really it.
You have to commit a horrible crime. And then that's the only way. Then it's still,
Yeah, it's all the feds. It's all the feds.
Everybody else,
then we do a mock,
have a job here forever.
Then we just do a mock trial.
I could never fire you. Too awkward. Well, Matt,
amazing, man. Really, really good stuff.
What's amazing is that I remember when you were building this business before you had any of this, and
I got fired from my real job.
Yeah,
remember?
And
talked about me getting fired from my real job, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to sell my house and cars, and now it's awesome. It's so cool.
What you've managed to build in such a short period of time has made me realize how bad I am at everything.
We're 10 years in. Going on 11 now? Where are we?
We're celebrating like our Diamond Jubilee anniversary.
I still brag to people about getting this custom carpet. That's all we do.
Yeah, and now it's not so custom anymore. Now it's got a pound of whiskey on it.
We've got 2 employees now. You got an army.
Yeah.
It is pretty impressive, dude.
Thanks, man.
And your success is amazing. And that you found a niche. It really is. The coolest thing is that you were into this and you found multiple thousands and thousands of people that are into the same thing around the world. And that's what it seems that the world is turning
Everything
into.
is going to that.
Everybody's got a niche, and you found it. And I think your business sense and what you've learned in your life has all added to it, and it's pretty impressive, dude.
Well, people say, I do it for free. Well, I used to pay to do what I'm doing. Like, I used to pay to, go to trainings. I used to buy all the detailing stuff. Now I get to, not only do I don't have to pay for it, but I get to make a great living and give other people, an opportunity to do, what they want to do. And so pretty much everybody in here is either a friend, a family member, or someone who followed me. So they were a follower of the channel, and so those are the people that I hire that are really into the same stuff I'm into.
I do that too with BDMs. Yeah. They come, they paint my house, they give you some bad job. Yeah. They'll palm me some their drugs, and then
but then I look them up on Pill Finder, and they're just acetaminophen, and I'm like, you pack your things,
and then I'll promise them, I'm like, I'll give you some plugs, and I'll half-ass or forget or whatever. Then they'll stop talking to me. But that was more where that came from. Anyway, Matt, thanks for showing us your garage. We'll do it again with maybe your house garage, because I have a feeling that your personal home garage.
Yeah. That's where we're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, where it started would be interesting. And then we got to do, like I said, one day I'll get you in, or at least have you on the phone while I'll give a tour of my garage.
That'd be safer for him, I feel like. Yeah. I don't think he's going to want to set foot. No, I'm being serious. I think he'd walk into your garage and feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Like immediately, it's like hoarders. You look around, and you're like, this is worse than I thought.
Yeah. He's like, I used to listen to these guys, and I didn't realize
I've lost so much respect for these guys. My God.
It's so bad. Yeah. All right, Matt. We'll talk to you soon, okay, dude?
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, man. Be good. That's Matt Mormon from The Obsessed Garage. Just search that on the old YouTubes.
It is really impressive what Matt has built.
I love it.
And I know, it's so funny because every time we have Matt on, it rubs people the wrong way when he mentions how much he pays for stuff.
So mad.
He's telling us the truth. I find it interesting.
I mean, he could lie and
or just be like, nah, I don't want to.
You don't have to spend that kind of money on it.
No.
He's choosing to.
He's not forcing anybody to buy or do anything.
People take it like an attack on them.
Oh yeah,
that he tells he's not I've gotten to know Matt over the years.
He's a nice guy. Also, if you don't know,
he's just logical.
If you don't know his full story about how he battles with anxiety and OCD, and
that's how it started.
And compulsion. If you don't know his full story, then and he's even said that he's like, I can see where I come off harsh.
Yeah.
And unfeeling and maybe a little detached or obsessive, right? And that's exactly what he is. I mean, he has to battle that.
But he's very direct to the point. You ask him a question, he'll tell you the truth. I like that.
Last time he was here,
people aren't used to it, so they're like, oh, he's bragging about how much money he spent.
He's not bragging.
He'll just tell you. He's just like, this is how much this costs. And it's like, it's not to brag, it's just the fact. And that's, I relate to it, but I know people, they get mad. They're like,
oh, yeah, you could see it. You can see when people want to go in on it. And it's like, whoa, just slow down. It's all right. Just hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
Don't get mad about it. But we do have to take a break.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back. I guess we're going to finish out with some voicemail messages.
Yeah. Maybe I'll tell you about this Warren Buffett documentary, because it kind of reminds me of Matt as just a very rational, logical, doesn't why are you getting mad about that? I'm just telling you the truth, that kind of thing.
Yeah. We'll take a quick break, come back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan right after this.